The house belongs to Tim Davids and Brent Huffman. Custody in connection with the shooting, and he refuses to tell us whether it is being investigated as a homicide or as an accident.
You still won't say whether it's accidental or whether it's a homicide?
Is homicide being ruled out?
The shooting occurred at about 2:45 a.m. Sources tell KELOLAND News that Kelly and several others went to Tim and David's house after leaving Maroney's bar at about 2 a.m. However, authorities would not say if they'd been drinking. Tim Davids told KELOLAND News off camera that he was sleeping at the time of the shooting and that he didn't hear a shot being fired. Still, friends and neighbors are shocked by the incident.
I'm still not believing it. She usually rides to work with me, and I'm waiting for her at 1:30. It's just, I guess I won't believe it till the funeral, till I see her. I'm really surprised over it because it doesn't happen too much around her. It's really shocked.
The shooting remains under investigation by the Minor County Sheriff's Office and also by the Division of Criminal Investigation. Lawmen tell us now that they might release more information at a later date, but once again, they refuse to tell us when that would be. They did want us to point out, though, that there is no danger to the public. Doug?
Well, Don, is there any thoughts on what's holding the whole thing up, the investigation?
Well, Doug, really, there's no clue at all at this point. As you can see, they're not telling us anything. You see by the video that the Minor County Sheriff, Tim Wright, simply just got up and walked out of a news conference after making a very brief statement about the shooting itself. So at this point, everything's still up in the air about what went on inside the house.
All right, Don Jorgensen live via Spacelink in Howard, South Dakota. A Watertown police officer who's been suspended is making his way through the court system. Greg Miller pleaded innocent today on burglary charges. Those charges stem from the September 22nd break-ins at 2 Watertown businesses. Miller is free on a $15,000 bond.
The Brookings riot at SDSU is spurring a few business opportunities to the north. Some students at Northern State University are trying to capitalize on the incident with T-shirt sales. They've come up with the top 10 reasons why their Gypsy Days homecoming is better than Hobo Day. Among the reasons, we won our football game, and the Aberdeen Police Department's riot gear is still collecting dust. Students tell us it's all in fun.
Well, I'm sure some people aren't going to like it, but, I think they'll realize it's just for fun.
The T-shirt craze appears to be catching on. There are already 250 orders. In light of rioting at this year's Hobo Day, the South Dakota Board of Regents will look at alternatives to ensure a quieter homecoming in the future. At its meeting Friday in Rapid City, the board will review a report from South Dakota State President Robert Wagner and Student Body President Mike Oster.
I do feel the students at SDSU have reacted in a very positive manner, and I'm looking for some good, constructive comments and suggestions from the students and the administration at SDSU on how to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Grunwald says the suggestion to cancel Hobo Day is the extreme of several alternatives to be considered.
It's happened again. Next week's space shuttle launch has been grounded. The Atlantis was scheduled to take off a week from Friday, carrying Scotland, South Dakota native Captain Charles Gaymar. Well, today the Air Force put it all on hold because of problems not with the shuttle, but with the spy satellite aboard. The mission of Atlantis is to launch a satellite to spy on Iraq. The Air Force isn't giving any new launch date as yet. Well, up next, tonight's Health Beat.
The cold and flu season is causing gridlock at our clinics.
And after sports, Halloween in KELOLAND. Dave will take us trick-or-treating.
Fire up the new Eagle Talon, and you've got a power tool that handles like a dream in the corners. Cuts clean across any surface and nails the competition every time. Eagle Talon, the one power tool you won't be so willing to lend to the guy next door.
See your Great Northern Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can expect the best.
If you want to do the things you do in style, look to Pearl. We fit more faces with the right frames than anyone. And you get your glasses in just 1 hour. At Pearl Vision Express, glasses are priced from only $69.95. Now at a Pearl Vision Express location near you.
What would you do if cocaine were free? Guess what he did. He turned down food, water, turned down all the things he loved, even sex, and took all the cocaine he wanted until he died. Take the cocaine monkey off your back. Call Parkside. We know how to help professionally. There's no charge for a consultation. There's no obligation, and no one but you has to know. Parkside. We'll help you solve your cocaine problem.
I work out. A lot. But I also do something just as important. I sleep on a king coil posture bound mattress with heavier springs in the center third for extra support.
Where he needs it the most.
It's endorsed by the International Chiropractors Association.
And by a sleepy wife.
Without my king coil mattress, I'd spend a third of my life out of shape.
Unclaimed Freight Furniture, 6600 West 12th, Sioux Falls.
The flu season is upon us, and on Health Beat tonight, Bobbi says if you have a sore throat and a cough, you're not alone.
That's right, Doug. Area doctors have been swamped with patients complaining of headaches, aching muscles, sore throats, and coughs. 4-year-old Ruby Mae Moorhead had the typical cold symptoms, what the doctors called respiratory flu, but now her ears are bothering her too. For others, it's been strep throat or worse.
This season, we've been seeing the more illnesses a little bit earlier on in the season. I know we've seen a lot of kids that have had pneumonias. We've seen adults that have had pneumonias. We've seen, for example, in kids up in peds, the croup already, and an RSV-type virus, which is a fairly severe type of a virus that afflicts younger children, and they get real sick from that.
Dr. Vanderwoody says if you have the flu, drink more fluids and get more rest. But if you have a fever over 100, 101, you should see a doctor. For kids, if a fever persists for more than 24 hours, they're vomiting, not drinking liquids, or just not really feeling very well in general, take them to the doctor.
And I can testify that it's a busy place up there in the doctor's office these days. Well, you also have a report card on health care costs.
That's right. The Families USA Foundation has issued a state-by-state report of health care costs. And it shows that nationally, spending for health care more than doubled from 1980 to 1990, from $230 billion to $606 billion. South Dakota's spending jumped from $700,000 to $1.6 billion. Now that puts us 24th in the nation for spending per capita. North Dakota ended up 7th, Minnesota is 15th, Nebraska is 17th, and Iowa is just ahead of South Dakota at 23rd.
Well, what do the people that add up all these figures say that means to the average citizen?
Well, they say it's not good. The executive director of the foundation says that the increases are so drastic that many families, if they can't now, soon they won't be able to afford health care. And he says, in fact, people can't even afford insurance. In fact, that number has gone up. The number of people that are uninsured has risen 30% since 1980.
Interesting. Thanks, Bobbi. Well, South Dakota's U.S. Senate battle is now reaching to San Marino, Monaco, and Barbados. Those are just 3 of the 41 different countries Senator Larry Pressler has visited in the past 11 years. All have been paid for either by special interest groups or taxpayers. And that's what Democratic Party Chairman Jeff Maston says South Dakotans should be concerned about. He says Pressler is spending just about as much time out of the country as he spends in South Dakota.
One of his colleagues said, and I think that it's a pretty accurate description of the senator's attitude on travel, that Larry Pressler never met a foreign trip that he didn't like.
Well, Senator Pressler tells us every trip he's taken has been productive for the state, and he says he takes South Dakotans with him and holds news conferences before every trip. Pressler says he uses the excursions to open up new markets for South Dakota agriculture and business.
Governor George Mickelson has a lot more money to spend than his Democratic challenger. The latest financial reports show Mickelson has spent more than $820,000 in pursuit of his second term. Samuelson has spent $253,000, including $115,000 out of his own pocket. Mickelson has raised nearly 4 times the amount Samuelson has.
Well, coming up next in sports, Mark Ovenden takes a look at this year's Sioux Falls Skyforce squad, hoping that a new look brings new results.
With another tough winter just around the corner, you know it's time to start thinking about four-wheel drive. And nobody knows more about four-wheel drive than your Northland Ford dealer. Whether you're after a Ford F-150, Ranger, Bronco, or the all-new Explorer, you can save thousands. Plus, save on the all-wheel drive Ford Tempo and four-wheel drive Aerostar. For a limited time, get a Ford Boxliner for only $129 with the purchase of any new Ford truck at your participating local Northland Ford dealer.
Thinking about installing an electric heat pump for your home? Here's what some electric cooperative members have to say.
Well, it's always there. Winter or summer, it's always ready to keep you comfortable.
It's worry-free. You never have to fill a tank or worry about the prices getting out of hand.
After having the heat pump, I can't imagine going back to the old furnace or air conditioner again.
Cash incentives, low-interest loans, and special electric rates are available. So talk to your electric cooperative about a heat pump for your home today.
If your life is about raising cattle, you probably know about Ivomec. And you might be thinking it's pretty costly. But when you sell your calves, you're not just selling them by the head, you're selling them by the pound. And as trials have shown, calves that come from cows treated for parasites with Ivomec can weigh up to 15 pounds more at weaning. When you consider that advantage, it's not how much Ivomec costs, it's how much it pays. Ivomec, healthier cows, heavier calves, worth the difference.
You'll find the brightest ideas in home improvement at Menards' Big Sale. Save now on lights by Diamond F. Choose from decorative ceiling lights and chandeliers. This ceramic glass bath light is just $7.99. And replace your old kitchen sink with a new one by Banner. Save on everything from bowl to bar sinks. Stainless steel sinks start at just $22.99. Make your home improvements now during Menards' Big Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, as you know, many people had high hopes for the Minnesota Vikings football team with all their talent and everything this year. That didn't pan out. And now people are talking about the Sioux Falls Skyforce as really having loads of talent. I hope it's not a jinx.
I didn't think of it in those terms. They're going to stink this year. They'll be terrible. They'll be awful. They'll be the worst team in the league. We hope that reverse psychology works. The Skyforce will have a new look this year under Kevin McKenna. When they take the floor in Omaha, against Omaha and Mitchell Friday night, there's going to be plenty of new faces on the floor as well. Gary Weckworth has a preview.
The things you hear from those that do get to sneak a peek during practice is this looks like a real team this year. The Ron Ecker inaugural season of a year ago left not only a bad taste in the fans' mouths, but also the players. The 4 players back from that team can't believe what a difference a new coach can make.
We're a little more organized, and we have more plays. And it's basically, we have a little more freelancing, freedom to do what we want. It seems like everybody's together, we're playing together, that's what's most important. And plays are basic, so it's not hard.
First-year coach Kevin McKenna's biggest attribute seems to be his feel for the game through the players. His "I've been there" attitude relates easily because each of those players are not only fighting for a job on this team, but to get back into the NBA. And the competition for one of the 10 jobs on this team is as intense as one can get.
A lot of people don't think the competition is great, but right now it's harder than a lot of people think it is because these guys are really in there banging and we're just working hard.
That thought is echoed by all, which makes McKenna feel very comfortable after his first week on the job.
I'm pretty happy with basically the way everything's gone today. Guys are picking stuff up. We're throwing a lot of things at them, and hopefully they'll continue to get more comfortable with our offenses and defenses and be ready to roll when the season starts.
But again, attitude will be the overriding difference, and after last year's CBA record-setting start of 9 straight losses, no matter who makes this team, that record won't be broken by this team.
Do you see this team any way possible going 0-9 again?
No, I don't think so.
Gary Weckworth, KELOLAND Sports, Sioux Falls.
Now, the team has also signed another former #1 draft pick. He was in uniform today. Lancaster Gordon, who was the 8th player taken overall in '84. Injuries kept him on the lacrosse bench last year. Now, McKenna calls him a great talent. The former Louisville Cardinal has played with the Clippers for 4 years and with 2 CBA clubs. Former state standout Bruce Klosterman has re-signed with the LA Raiders. He was released earlier this fall after signing with the team as a Plan B free agent. That means he'll join Bo Jackson, and they are both going to miss a good game this Friday.
7578. Pioneer brand 3578.
I'm Carol Ring, an environmental biologist. When you vote on Initiative 2, please remember, gold mining is under control. Only 1/3400th of the Black Hills is affected, and laws already passed will keep new mines from opening while an independent study is conducted. With your help, people like me can keep their jobs while this important study is being done. Please vote no on Initiative 2.
Keep those cold winter winds out of your home with the Larson Storm Door from Schoeneman. Larson combination doors are weather tight and are now as low as $89.95. Schoeneman's has the Larson MagnaCore door with magnetic weather stripping and a solid wood core, just $194. Or take a look at the indestructible Storm Door, the beautiful, efficient new weather tech from Larson. Schoeneman's has it for just $239. See Schoeneman's for patio storm doors starting at $124.95. Get ready for winter with Larson Storm Doors from Schoeneman's, 4000 Southwestern and downtown Sioux Falls.
The Iowa football playoff start tonight. We'll have highlights of the Emmetsburg-Inwood West Lyon contest. Now, those teams met last year in the playoff, with Emmetsburg prevailing in a wild one, 36-32. I would imagine that would be ample incentive for the home team tonight.
Past, where I believe Emmetsburg has made the playoffs like 19 out of the last 20 years, so traditionally they're in, year out, and it's become a goal of ours to make the playoffs, and then, of course, it seems like the state berth goes through Emmetsburg, so we feel it's a good challenge for us, and we're looking forward to the opportunity.
There are some good hours of activity both day and night. Tomorrow, the noon hour looks best during daylight with peak activity at midnight, and Jim Leland is the National League manager there. We'll tell you at 10 o'clock how our 30 and older teams did in the World Series down in Mesa, Arizona today.
Do you have to hurry home? Do you have to hurry home and take your sons out door to door?
My youngest one wants to go twig a tweet. Dad, do you have to work tonight?
Well, doorbells all around KELOLAND are getting in some overtime this evening as young ghost goblins and perhaps even a few mutant ninja turtles are out for their annual trek for trick-or-treats.
KELOLAND's Rick Huffman is one of those out haunting, and of course he has found some interesting creatures lurking in our neighborhood.
Oh, scary. All right.
Halloween, like Christmas, is for kids, and this is traditionally one of the busiest days of the year for parents and their children. It's the chance for youngsters to exercise their imagination and try to come up with a costume that suits them to a T. But kids aren't the only ones who get a treat out of tricking their friends, like this person at the Veterans Hospital in Sioux Falls.
Last year we dressed up for Halloween, the whole department, and I was just dressed up as a nurse then. So this year I decided to be a pregnant nurse.
It's been an active year for you then.
It has been.
But the question is, fella, who's Jake?
Jake's a PA that works out here, and he's about as big as I am. So he hasn't seen the sign yet.
Okay, let's get back to the kids. Like these pre-kindergartners from Apple Tree West who are paying a call on patients at the VA hospital. And these Harvey Dunn first and second graders at Mom and Dad's nursing home.
You can carve it for a scary sight or bake it for your heart's delight. And if you're wondering what I mean, it's a pumpkin, of course, for Halloween.
So watch out for the kids along the streets tonight, folks, and get ready for a monster bash. It's Halloween. Rick Huffman, KELOLAND News, Sioux Falls.
The Sioux Falls J.C.'s Haunted House will again be open tonight, the last night of Fright. The house opens at 7. Admission is $2.50.
Well, this is just too nice a weather to keep Dave Dedrick in on a Halloween night. And where do we find him? Perhaps out with some ghosts and goblins of his own. Dave?
Matter of fact, I was, Doug, and I knocked on this first door, and I said, trick or treat, and they handed me this baby. This is Neely. Neely's 6 months old, and she's having her first Halloween. And she's a tough nut to crack, too, I'll tell you. I mean, she says, no matter what you try to offer, she's going to take it. And I was talking to some of the ghosts and goblins back here. You know, this holiday is an old Irish holiday that goes back centuries, back to the Celts, and really was called All Hallowed Eve. meaning that they're very hallowed, they're very sacred days, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So this was the last day of October, and this was the day, pardon me, atmospherically, the ghosts and the goblins had the best chance of communicating with the living. So as they would come down and tour all over the earth on Halloween, at October 31st, the people were so frightened that the ghosts might recognize them that the people wore masks. And that's how that tradition started. Now, if all of you guys knock on the door and say trick or treat, if they don't give you a treat, what kind of a trick do you have in mind? A cartwheel. The vicious group we have running around here at Sycamore East. Let's check the weather now. 6 o'clock stats in Sioux Falls. Here we go. We had a 77 for an overday high, 13 for a record low, and the normal would be 54. Sioux Falls got up to 76 degrees today, and we're approaching 4.5 inches below normal for precip. We have a temperature of 69 downtown, 7 at the airport, and south winds at 15. Partly cloudy skies for the Sioux Falls area. We swing to Aberdeen, we're at 61 degrees, south winds at 10 and partly cloudy. And Rapid City's temperature is 68. Southwest winds at 5 and mostly cloudy skies. The cloud cover, you can see over south central South Dakota, there's still a lot of South Dakota that has no clouds at all. But from here we go to the enhanced satellite. The enhanced satellite shows the cloud cover just encroaching into western South Dakota, but lots of snow in the Rockies of Idaho, Montana, and in Oregon. They've had up to 6 inches of snow in places out there. The jet stream well to our north, so we're still on the warm side of that jet stream. That pretty well takes care of October, because watch it drop down in November. The current temperatures of Sioux Falls at 72 degrees. It's up in the 80s in Phoenix, 70s across southern tier of states. 85 degrees in Valentine, Nebraska. That was a record high for them. I would think so. 79 degrees in Valentine right now. Beautiful, beautiful evening for the Halloween trick-or-treaters. Now, from our temperatures, we tried our look at tonight's precipitation chances. No, they'd be out west of the mountains. Tomorrow will be the same way. We look at tomorrow's precip chances just starting to get into western South Dakota. And by Friday and Saturday would be our best chances here. We take a look at our map for tomorrow. We'll see what we can do with that. You watch a couple of messages. Right, Neely? And we're going to inventory her loot.
Last year, Lincoln Town Car was named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. And this year's Town Car is even better. This year's model adds a new, more powerful V8 engine to last year's dynamic list of features. Plus, this year's Lincoln Town Car is the quietest luxury car you can own. For high-performance luxury, Lincoln offers the Mark 7. And for sheer sophistication, it's Continental, one of the world's most advanced luxury sedans. Town Car, Mark 7, and Continental. 3 big reasons why now, more than ever, Lincoln is what a luxury car should be.
Thursday at 8:30. Will you be ready for the power?
May I see your invitation, sir?
Will you be ready for the speed?
I'm here.
Run to your television. Strap yourself in. And get ready for the fastest hour of your life.
You can't exist. Need a reality check.
The Flash, Thursday at 8:30.
Thanksgiving's coming, and this year, put your holiday turkey or ham or whatever, put the whole spread on a brand new table from Inwood Furniture. We handle only the best. Beautiful Tell City, elegant Broyhill, beautiful Bassett. It's all on display, and it's all holiday sale price. Plus, right now, get a free stainless 50-piece flatware set with the purchase of any dining set at Inwood Furniture. We sell the best, brand names for less. We discount it all 7 days a week at Inwood Furniture.
All right, here we are now, and while we're talking all of these youngsters, I remind all of you that the obvious thing to do when you're greeting and getting ready for trick-or-treaters is to turn your porch light on. That's an automatic signal for them that it's all clear to come up to the porch light. When you run out of candy or later on, you turn your porch light off, I don't think they'll come anymore. They want to come where they're most welcome. Is that right, Neely? I got that right? Do you have is this real? Oh, look, she moves. I'll be doggone. All right, kids, behave yourself. Here we go. If we press the magic button, we'll watch what happens here. Tomorrow, the cool front comes through the area. That's going to bring us a wind change. That wind is going to start bringing snow down the Rockies, and rain start to encroach in western South Dakota. With tonight's lows being mostly in the 40s, so that's pretty comfortable. 30s for north central South Dakota. Tomorrow's highs then will be in the 50s and 60s for most of the state. We're still going to have a relatively nice day in eastern South Dakota tomorrow, temperature in the upper 60s. Then Friday, Saturday, that's when it goes bad. We'll take a look at the forecast, then here we go. Perfect night for the kids, and we'll have lows tonight, a couple of degrees either side of 40. In the morning, then, when we get up to head out, we'll find it nice, cool a.m. with very light breezes. 7:02 is sunrise. Sunset then comes in the evening. Tomorrow night, sunset is at 5:18, I believe, and 70 degrees for Sioux Falls for target high tomorrow, 60 in Rapid City. So you see, as the winds switch northwesterly, it's going to cool down quite a little bit. Looking at the 5-day forecast then, for tomorrow, in the upper 50s to right about 70 degrees, and then watch it cool down more and more and more each day through the weekend with some showers and so forth. By the way, kids, here, see, we wouldn't forget. Trick or treat. Treat or trick. Trick or trick. Whatever you don't take, she's going to get. Neely's going to get. Open up your sacks. Oh, sure.
All right, we'll leave Santa Dave right there, or the Great Pumpkin, who knows. We'll be right back.
Take one of America's hottest-selling sports sedans. Add the most wanted equipment, and you've got the North Country Pontiac Grand Prix. Special edition 91 Grand Prix. In stock now at your North Country Pontiac dealers. With cash back, a great value at just $14,075. And it's equipped with air conditioning, AM/FM stereo cassette, 4-speed automatic transmission, power door locks, cruise control, tilt steering wheel, and more. Special edition Pontiac Grand Prix. Now at your North Country Pontiac dealers.
Everyday People tonight at 10. Good evening.
I've been working on this project for 24 years. Tim Johnson was the man that got us the action.
The Minnie-Wachoni Water Project. Where others had failed, Congressman Tim Johnson succeeded in getting the funds to deliver safe, clean water to thousands of South Dakotans. But Tim didn't stop there. He's assured that